Welcome back. We're here today with another recipe that I think is going to be a lot of fun. Beef street tacos, and it is from this canning book, again, Pressure Canning for Beginners and Beyond. I'm really enjoying this cookbook. So if you're looking for a new canning cookbook, you might want to take a look. I've linked it down below. But right now, this will be my fourth recipe I've tried from here, so let's see how this one goes. I'm very excited about it. Welcome to Grow and Preserve. I'm Carter, and I'm so glad you're here today. Let's get started. We're gonna make some tacos today. So I have from my freezer, and I hate to tell you, it has been in my freezer since October. I have a 6-pound package of stew meat from Costco, which is probably the last time I was able to find stew meat from Costco. I bought it for another project, didn't get to it, so I threw it in the freezer, and it laughs at me every time I open my freezer. So today we're gonna take care of it. And I also have from another recipe I made, I bought 2 little things of orange juice. I only needed 1, so this guy's been floating around my refrigerator for a week or so. So we're gonna take care of him today too. So I think this one is gonna be super quick and easy, and I hope it's gonna be tremendously flavorful. So we're gonna give that a shot. So I have 6 pounds of stew meat. She says that you can use flank steak, brisket, chuck roast, stew meat, whatever, any of that works. So I did cut it into smaller pieces, which is not something you will often see me do, but I did this time, and it took a little while, but I think I'm gonna be glad. I think it's gonna need, I want the marinade to get all over the beef, touch as many open parts of the beef as it can. And if you're in big chunks, it's only gonna get that outside part. So that's my theory, I'm sticking to it. We will see. I'm going to bring you down, and we're going to put together this marinade, which has quite a few ingredients in it, but I think it's going to take like 2 minutes. so I think that's going to be super easy. I'll bring you right down. All right, we're going to mix this marinade up in a 2-cup measuring cup, and hope and pray it's large enough. It should be based on the quantities I have here. So we're going to start with 1 cup of orange juice. And get it open. Maybe not. All right, 1 cup of orange juice. If I need extra liquid, I'm just going to use the orange juice. So we'll take this up to 1.5 cups. Perfect. All right, that worked out. I just used a tamari. It happens to be low sodium. That's not intentional for this recipe. It just is what was floating around my refrigerator. 4 tablespoons of lime juice. I really like that one. I think you can get it at Azure Standard, but I just get it at the grocery store. All right. 1, 2, seems like such a good mix already, doesn't it? Great flavor profile. Okay, that is done. Okay, then we'll get into these spices. Cumin, it says ground cumin seeds, so I just, cumin. I'm not going to be shy on the seasonings, because we do I want to know it's there, right? And not just some canned meat that I happen to have on the shelf. So 2 tablespoons of the ground cumin, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, of non-iodized salt, remember my soy sauce didn't have any salt in it, so I did kind of oversized teaspoons on that. 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons. One teaspoon of black pepper. A half teaspoon of cayenne powder. Cayenne I find is not super hot, but if you really don't like heat, you might want to go a little less on that. I'm going to use just over half a teaspoon. All right, let's mix this up. It's a little chunky in there. Now she suggests that you put this on the stove and heat it up and pour it over the cold raw packed meat in the jar. Again, a couple of her recipes do that. I don't really understand the logic in that, except that she says she prefers hot pack. So I'm not going to do that, but feel free if you would rather do it that way. And this looks like a delicious marinade. Okay, so I have right at 2 cups of liquid, so let's see how that does. She has this going into 6 pint jars. Let's set this aside. Let me grab the jars. So I'm going to clean up my mess, and then I'll grab the jars. All right, so as I like to do when I have a liquid mixed with the meat, I like to pour a little bit of liquid into the jar. Make sure that the liquid goes all the way through, or don't have any air bubbles popping down there. Air bubbles, I guess I should say air pockets. All right, so now we're going to load the meat, and it's basically just a raw pack from here, and then we top it off with the rest of the sauce. So the goal is a 1-inch headspace. You can see that these are smaller chunks than I normally use. I'm so glad to get this package out of my freezer. You know how big those Costco packages are, and because it was steaming, it was mounded, and so I couldn't put anything on top of it. If I put it on anything else, it's like, then I can't get to it because it weighs 6 pounds and I have to pull it out. So I'm happy to have it out. I'm going to get these loaded, and then we'll go back and see where I can add. This marinade smells so good. You could put that on a flank steak and take it out to the grill, right? All right. I'm going to add another jar, maybe a jar and a half. Okay, so I have more than 6 jars worth. Maybe that's because my meat, because it was already cut as steam meat, there was no fat to trim. We'll see. I'm going to do 1 more pint jar, and then I may have enough for a half pint jar as well. We'll see. I think I do. Question is, now will it fit in my canner? Okay, so I have, let's see, 7 pints and a little half pint here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of those in my electric canner. I may have to bring out the All-American. But let's get these topped off with some marinade. This marinade is nice and thick and rich. I'm liking it. let's debubble. And we discuss this every time that you shouldn't use a metal utensil to debubble, but that is all I have. A couple of those. The plastic ones, you know, that come with the kind of canning kit that has the funnel and everything in it. And those just, they ran away at some point. So I just try to be extremely careful. So I'm just going to debubble and see where everything lands. If I could get that half pint shoved into these jars successfully, that would be great. I would like to use the electric canner today. Okay, so that's where we are right now. I have a couple jars that are a little more shy than others. So let's see if I can spread this out and not have to do the big canner. I've run into this issue a couple of times with her recipes, and while everything has been wonderful, the quantities have been off a bit. And I feel like if we're talking about canning, we've got a certain number of jars fit in a canner, there ought to be, I don't know, a little more detailed information on what may or may not go over so that you can prepare appropriately. Okay, now we'll spread this out. Perfect. Okay, now I'll take 7 pints of this. That'll be good. So let's get the rims cleaned up. I actually don't think I made a mess today, but we'll see. So my canner is cold. These jars are cold. Everything going in is cold. So because in the recipe, she heats up the liquid going in. She starts with hot jars and then puts in cold meat and then pours in hot liquid. So, I don't know. I guess it works, but this feels like it makes plenty of sense to me. And again, I'm not getting another pot dirty. And you see how quick and easy this was, right? Okay, grab the lids and we'll get this done. Okay, got some new lids going on here. All right, let's get these jars going. I'm excited about these. You know, I like my tacos, but this with the lime juice and the orange juice, it just smells fantastic. These are going to go for 75 minutes in the pressure canner. 10 pounds of pressure below 1,000 feet. If you're using an All-American, if you're using the Presto, I think it's 11 pounds of pressure below 1,000 feet. And if you're above 1,000, you'll just have to check your pressure and adjust as the manual tells you to. And if you're using the electric canner, you don't have to worry about pounds of pressure. It figures that out for you. All right, I'm going to get these into the canner, and we'll let them go for 75 minutes. And then, I think my kitchen is going to smell heavenly. Let's see. Doesn't it look pretty? It won't look as pretty coming out because, you know, it never does. But I like that the sauce is all over everything. So at least it will marinate while it's cooking. And then it will sit there in the jar and marinate on the shelf. So that to me is a big plus. In fact, this probably will get better over time. So it might be one of those things you want to leave in the pantry, leave it alone for a couple of weeks before you even try it. All right, I'm going to get this going. All right, we're back for the taste test. This is the street tacos. Taco night in the Grown Preserve household is always a winner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been waiting. He walked in about an hour ago and said, where are the tacos? All right, we're gonna give these a taste. First, I want to taste the meat straight out of the jar. I heated it up.
And you canned this
And let
earlier?
I canned this a couple days ago.
Okay.
And let it boil down a little bit. There was a lot of liquid in the jar. Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
It's got a lot of flavor, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So normally, if I make beef tacos out of my canned plain beef, I'm adding green chilies and cumin and salt and pepper and coriander and, you know, whatever else. There's a lot of flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Really good.
All right, so we're gonna do, calls it street tacos. So I've got these cute little corn shells. And we're gonna see how that goes.
You can open up the guac.
Well, just take the lid off. I did open it.
Can't have it without guac.
I know. All right, so I have peach salsa, guacamole from the grocery store, and zesty salsa. Both of the sauces I have videos on. All right, so put whatever you'd like on that without spilling.
Gotta have some guac.
Remember, you still have to eat it on camera, so you don't make too big of a mess.
I have a big mouth. All right.
All right, hang on. Okay, so mine, I can get it on there. I have guac, and I'm going to do peach salsa on mine. Are you ready to spill? Is that what you're planning on there?
Pretty much.
All right, well, you go ahead. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if I can do this gracefully. I'm not sure.
It needs hot sauce.
Enough of that. Okay, all right, here we go. You've got to give me room here because I'm going to spill too. I forgot to get us a napkin. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm going to try the peach.
Okay. I'm a big fan of this one. That was easy. It's easy with just the beef, but then you have to add everything to it. This was, I just opened it and cooked it down, and that was terrific. So thank you so much for being with us. Please like the video. If you did, subscribe, share, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for being here.
They're awesome.
Bye-bye. Okay, you're gonna try the peach one next.
Uh-huh.